Dontae, thanks for taking the time, man. Really appreciate it. So obviously we've just been kind of doing like a refresher of kind of what you've been through, what you've achieved so far since joining the program a couple of months back. But this is just to kind of get an idea in your words from your perspective of like, the results you're getting, how you found the process and that kind of stuff. So starting right from the beginning, before you joined, I suppose the best place to start is like where were you at in terms of your finances and your goals, and what made you want to take the leap to join the program in the first place?
So I had a bit of consumer debt, and I tried on my own basically to manage that and to work towards the future. It didn't play out how I intentionally wanted it to, so that kind of led me to taking the leap of faith and joining your program. Since joining, I'd say I've got a lot of clarity and direction on what I'm going to do in terms of managing my consumer debt, and then also my forward planning in terms of emergency fund, investing, and then my retirement.
Nice, cool. I'm glad to hear it. So yeah, this was some like to paint the picture for everyone watching us. So we're in March right now. You joined the program in January, so you've been in for pretty much 2 months on the dot.
Yeah.
When you joined, like you mentioned, you wanted to get your debt gone. I remember you saying you wanted it gone by August, which at that point was like 8 months away. You wanted an emergency fund by the end of the year, so about 12 months time, and you just wanted to be able to retire basically as early as possible, right? Or for a lot of people anyway, it's like, and it was for yourself, like just putting yourself in that position where you've got the option to work less or not at all as soon as possible, so that you can focus on other things that you want to do, right? And like you mentioned, we've managed to make that kind of happen a bit faster. So where are you at with those goals as of now?
So giant leaps in terms of all of them. In terms of eliminating debt, from our intended goal of August, it's now going to be in 2 months in May. So we've cut it down significantly, which is insane.
That's awesome.
In terms of our emergency fund plan, so we spoke about basically getting myself to a place by the end of the year where that is completely set up. Instead of it being the end of the year, it's now going to be August, which is almost a 50% decrease in the time we said we we're going to do it, which, yeah, amazing results.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, man. You're absolutely crushing it, and it's so good seeing someone come in and just dive in and go full steam ahead. Someone who's like really driven and wants to make this stuff happen, because it shows what's possible. It shows how much faster you can make these things happen when you take that like intentionality and that will to make something happen, and combine that with like the tools and the structure and the process. Like, the world becomes yours basically. So it's incredible to see. So yeah, just to summarize, basically, we've gone from debt freedom by August to now debt freedom by May. Obviously, through that process as well, we've installed like an easy monthly money management system and a budgeting process and stuff like that. We've got your emergency fund, which is going to be in place by August, which is 4 months faster than expected. And we've now got an investment plan and strategy in place that's going to allow you to know exactly what you need to do with your money month by month. Once you've got that emergency fund set, you know where to invest, you know what accounts to use, and following that kind of plan that we've built based on current circumstances, assuming pretty like minimal and very, very realistic and achievable like increments in terms of what you'd invest extra each year with like, income growth, you're going to be set to be able to retire by 48. And that's like absolute worst case, right? Because you're already working on stuff right now, which is going to increase your income like significantly, because you're a very driven person, right? You're working on stuff outside of your job. So that's incredible to see. So with all of that said, then, how have you done it? This is what people want to know.
A mixture of things. I'd say, firstly, actually listening to what you had to say, utilizing your tools and leaning on you for support has really driven that growth exponentially. Outside of that, taking steps within myself to better myself, and put myself in a place where I'm obtaining more income, which I can put towards my goals. And with the tools that we've got, it allows me to actually see the effect that that has on my long-term plan, and I can see whether it cuts down from a year, 2 years, 3 years, and when you have that visibility, it just gives you even more confidence and drive to basically achieve your goals. So yeah.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, man. And this is what like the big game changer for me was throughout, through building this process for myself and using the tools myself, right, that I now like give to everyone in the academy, is that ability to just think, right, oh, if I've got this opportunity to make X amount more or do this extra bit of work here and make that much more, whatever it is, I can go into my tool, I can plug in those numbers and think, right, that means that month or for those number of months, I'm going to have X amount more I can invest. And then I can go to my plan and I can say, right, if I do that, it means I'm going to get this like that much faster. And just being able to see it, not only does it kind of like make you more driven to actually make it happen, it means you make other kind of like decisions, I found anyway, like kind of just even consciously or subconsciously, that are going to get you closer to that goal just because you're kind of going through the process. So yeah, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad it's having the same kind of effect. So with that said, then, like how do you feel now, just generally, like about the finances, about the future and that kind of stuff?
Very, very confident. I'd say without the tool, looking forward, it's almost a grey area. But like I mentioned before, when you've got the visibility, it instills a confidence in you to know you basically got this. And yeah, the effect that can have on you mentally, physically, yeah, it's immeasurable.
Amazing. I'm glad to hear it, man. That's awesome. So is this something you feel like you could have done, like that you could have figured out, I suppose, like as fast or at all, just like with the direction you were going?
As fast, probably, actually, definitely not. Um, I feel like with joining the program, I basically got access to knowledge immediately. If I didn't join the program, it would have taken me years to obtain the knowledge, which would have helped me, but it would have put my plan further back than intended.
Mm.
So in terms of the actual program, it it's a leap of faith, but it definitely pays off.
Amazing, man. I'm glad to hear it. So how have you found, like in like relative to that, how have you found the process itself, like the structure, the tools, the video course and stuff like that? Have they helped? Like how have you found it?
Yeah. Literally everything. When you join, you basically get access to the video tools, and videos give you an intro. And following that, when you have the one-to-one call, that's where you really delve into your plan and you access the tools, and the tools really help you see what you're doing wrong and where you can rectify it, and then how you can use your new plan to get yourself further ahead. So I've found it very, very easy to onboard into this process and set myself on a better trajectory.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. So what would you say then to anyone who's like thinking about joining, maybe they've had that call, but they're a bit on the fence, they're not sure that I'm an iron, like, they haven't
Yeah,
taken that leap yet. What would you say?
don't waste time. Yeah, very, very, very simple. Don't waste time, because time's the most valuable asset. And yeah, that would be my recommendation to anyone that's on the fence.
Yeah, nah, yeah. Again, you hit the nail on the head. Obviously I would agree, but it's good to hear it from someone else as well. So, last question then: is there anything you'd change? Anything you'd improve?
No, no. My experience has been extremely good, and yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
Oh, amazing! I'm glad to hear it. Well,
Yeah,
job done then.
yeah, that's a good job on you.
The incredible thing here, right, is that you're 2 months in and we've already built out that plan to achieve those things. Like you've got access for another 10 months before you graduate from the program yet. So I am thrilled about the opportunity of continuing to be able to work with you and see how much more improvement we can make and how much further ahead we can get you and how much further forward we can bring those targets going forward, man. So yeah, thank you for taking the time. Really appreciate it, Dontae. Yeah, I'll catch up with you again soon.
Amazing, thank you.